Los Angeles. I'm about to fly to Atlanta, and I have to learn a set of music. I have to learn 45 minutes of songs for a gig, and I'm going to try and do it today by ear without my bass. The artist that I'm going to be learning the music for is a guy named Sam Burchfield. He's a really old friend of mine. I played bass with him for probably 7 years consistently, but I haven't played with him in a couple years, and he has a new album that I haven't played bass on. So I'm going to learn that music, and we'll see how it goes. Made it home safely. We'll see if I was accurate when I pick up my bass and see. But it's really helpful to do this exercise because even if I'm not gonna use these charts on the gig, I'm not gonna be looking at papers on stage. But having taken the time to write down the changes and while listening intently, that's a really good way to learn music. I think the important thing with charts, everybody has charts their own way. Everybody has their own sort of shorthand. I think the most important thing is to communicate the chord of the moment, so knowing which chords are going at what time. The form, so like section to section, what happens, how long's the turnaround, when's the bridge coming up, those sort of things. Dynamics, like if you're not going to play, like if the drums and bass drop out and there's a down verse, that's important to remember. And then things like rhythms, like if there's any sort of syncopations. So those are the things that I'm looking for and trying to write down in the moment. Learning the songs on the plane was helpful because it forced me to actively listen in a focused way without holding my instrument. And I think that is the key to learning music quickly.
What tips do you have for musicians on how to learn music quickly and accurately?
I really wish somebody would have taught me how to listen. And by listen, I mean objectively listen to music. How it sounds, the tone of it, the pacing of it, the dynamics of it. Like, you know, you grow up with a romantic view of music, and so everything is very has these heavy emotional attachments to it. And then you get older, and you start to maybe listen back to that record, and you're like, that record doesn't really actually sound as good as I thought it did when I was 14. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I wish somebody would have taught me back then that, like, obviously it's very important to have an emotional connection, but to listen objectively is how you become a better musician.
Let's say you have to learn an hour of music and play it tomorrow. What do you do?
Man, the first thing I would do before I even touch my instrument is listen to the whole set like 2 times through and mentally wrap my head around the whole thing, which usually involves like singing every song, learning all the lyrics. Because I think that if you can sing along to every song, you actually know the arrangement better than if you charted it out. Is just personally for me. And then I would chart it out after I've...
Nice, man.
Yeah.
That's great advice.
I was talking with Tony, and I liked his singing tip. That's not necessarily something I do. If you can sing something, then you know the spirit of the song in terms of what the melody is, right? The melody informs everything else. So learning to sing the melody ensures that you know how the song's supposed to feel and how it's supposed to flow. And then you can kind of work backwards from that and learning how many measures, what chord, etc., etc. Rehearsal went great. I'm really excited about tomorrow. We're playing as a trio, so I'm playing with some more pedals than I usually do. I'm kind of growing in that sense, trying to experiment with some different tones. But I'm really excited about the gig, and I'll try and get some footage for you guys tomorrow. So, learning songs fast. All right, it's the day of the gig. Sam is about to pick me up. We're going to drive 5 hours to Charleston, South Carolina. We're going to play the show. We're going to drive back, and we'll hang out in the van. It's going to be fun.
I know she looks like garbage, but she runs pretty good.
Hey, son, I meet you where I left you. Hold it in my arms so I don't forget you. Well, I promise we'll meet again when we get through. we'll meet again when we get through.
How do you learn songs?
Most of the time, I'm learning my own songs, which is really convenient because I find that in the process of writing, when the song is done, I get to the point where it's in my head. Like if I'm working on lyrics and I'm driving like this and I'm thinking about like, what about the second verse? Like, what about this? It gets to the point where I don't have to write anything down because I'm just like running it so many times in my head. But learning other people's songs, gosh, I feel like at first I gotta have my hands on something. So I gotta be like either guitar or piano and listening to it and like having the tactile like matching what I'm hearing to my fingers. And I normally learn like what's going on melodically, like chord changes and stuff. So where I can play along with it on guitar. Sometimes, because I had to do this last week, I had to learn a song or a couple songs, and the songs were so good that I listened to them a few times and just knew them. Like, I needed the lyrics, and I could use lyrics for this situation, but like, a really good song, if you listen to it a few times and you're actively listening, sometimes I think just kind of makes itself obviously known to you. It's like, oh yeah, that's just awesome.
Tony, you want to add anything?
That's good. It was all solid. Yeah, let's do that My Generation cover.
Okay.
Because we got a little time. It's just a sharp to beat. Yeah. Okay.
People try to put us down just because we get around. Things that stay seem awful cold. I hope I die before we get old. My generation, baby. My generation, baby. Why don't you always fade away? I'm trying to dig, we all say. Sensations. I'm just talking about my generation. My generation. My generation, baby. My generation. My generation, baby.
To Charleston, South Carolina. We're getting ready to sound check. The other band is checking now. We will go after them. And hey, it's a good thing I learned the songs the way I did with the number system, because Sam's voice, he's not feeling 100%. So we're gonna drop a couple of the keys of the songs. So I'm gonna have to play them in keys I didn't learn them in. And the cool thing about learning songs based off of intervals and chords or the number system is you can change keys super easy, so it's not going to be a big deal. So when I learn songs, at least singer-songwriter songs like this, where it's mostly diatonic chords, using the number system is really helpful. But I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be like a big outdoor gig, lots of space, lots of, I don't know, I have a good feeling about it. It's going to be fun.
heartache is strong. Inventory till the moon comes on. Tomorrow, oh, that's a new day. I'll be free, get away. Take your mind, take your mind, leave it on the floor. Find you, baby, find you high. Don't come back for more. Oh, you say, what you know about sugar cane, such a sweet, dirty thing. Good fortune makes good change. Drink it down. Ooh, sugar cane. Well, everyone I know is playing make-believe. I'm playing guitar in the backseat. I'm not sure if I'll ever be what I'm dreaming up in my sleep. And everybody listens to the radio, but you don't listen to the radio. You throw stones in the cannons and dance to the echo. It's not a movie, it's not a song. It's the feeling that you get when you leave home. It's not the money or the security. Deep down we just wanna be free. And everybody's saying they're feeling alright. I'm feeling depression. There's constellations on my mind. I'm stuck on my confession. You can make money and run for your life, but I'm running into the night. So we can watch from outer space and laugh about the human race. It's not a movie, it's not a song. It's not your cell phone, it's not your job. It's not a car or a house on a hill. It's not the role in a Hollywood film. It's not the money or the security. Deep down we just wanna be free. I went after all alone down in Cherokee County. Eyes of fire and long fur coat. Her teeth could carve a mountain. Tracked the steps by the light of the moon, but she disappeared without warning. Heard a voice call behind my back, a ghostly sound. I hear her howl. Oh, help me howl now. If you listen, I lay the night protection can hold her back. She'll find her prey, she'll tear him down. I hear her out, come on. Every man has an alibi, every wolf had to tell a story. Cedar trees and blood on the leaves, my soul can't claim the glory. It's a hallelujah sound, it's hollow but it's holy. In the woods she's crying out, she'll find her prey, she'll tear me down, she'll tear him down. I hear her home. Oh, come on, Charles, let me hear you howl a little bit. I appreciate it, y'all.